This video was so upsetting to watch, and frankly speaking, if you're a woman and you haven't seen this video, go and see it. Go and look at how this man butchered his girlfriend to death, because I feel like a lot of women, a lot of people will not learn the importance of getting out of a toxic relationship until they see how it usually ends and how this could easily be you in that toxic relationship. This incident happened in Ejeba, Warri, somewhere around the 23rd of June 2026. The young man, according to a Twitter user, is named to be Adedamola Michael, and he was in a relationship with this young lady who, according to the same Twitter friend, is named to be Abiba. Other sources are saying her name is Favor. Now, Favor and Michael have been in a relationship for quite some time. Favor lives in Port Harcourt, from what we hear, and Adedamola Michael stays in Warri. He is doing well for himself. Sources are saying he's a Yahoo boy because he has a car and has a good apartment. Basically, their relationship was known to the people in the compound and people in the neighborhood. They said she usually comes to visit him often, so they knew they were dating. 2 days before this tragic incident, this Monday that just passed, people saw her going to the market to buy stuff that she was going to cook for herself and the boyfriend. However, on this day, in the middle of the night, somewhere on the 23rd of June, around 10, the landlord, I think the landlord also lives in the same compound, the wife began hearing the screaming and shouting of this woman. The husband also heard, and for some reason, the woman was uneasy and was like, we need to go and check up. That girl is in danger. But they assumed it is just normal boyfriend and girlfriend fighting. And so the landlord is like, it's late now. By tomorrow morning, we'll talk to him to calm down and stop beating his girlfriend. When morning came, Michael Adedamola had dressed up, looking all fresh, and was getting ready to leave. Unfortunately for him, the landlord's car was blocking his way, so he needed to call the landlord to come drive his car out of the way so that he can drive out. And I think this was where his cover blew up, basically. Not necessarily his cover, but this was where his plan just failed. Because when the gateman went to the landlord's house to tell them that, hey, what's up? Your neighbor wants to drive out, come move your car. It was the wife that came out. And the wife still had the screaming in her head. And when she saw Adedamola, she was like, yeah, you look like... She could see through him. He looked flushed. He looked bothered. He looked like something had happened. And instantly, she pretended to go get the keys or got the wrong keys and told the husband. Some boys in the area were called. And that was how he was confronted. The police was involved instantly, and they had to take him back to his apartment. To open his apartment, when upon they discovered the lifeless body of his girlfriend, brutally stabbed, almost nearly decapitated in her pool of blood. This story is still currently developing, so we may have to wait for an update because we still don't know the motive. There are claims that it's ritual killing, but personally, from my experience of talking about true crime stories, it doesn't look like true crime killing. This just looks like a toxic relationship went overboard. I would most likely guess he went through her phone. I am just certain that it got to do with something with infidelity. That I am certain for. With this pattern of killing, I know I'm most like, if it's ritual, it would not be this messy. It will not be this much of a mess. The crime scene is such a careless mess. And one thing about ritual killing is that they are mostly usually very careful, and they go so far to conceal it. And the fact that after he did it and he was trying to get away, he looked so flushed, he looked scared, he looked so much of a mess. Even after bathing and cleaning himself up, the landlord wife could still see through him. Now, this guy wasn't trying to kill for ritual. He has done something out of anger, and now he regrets it. That is just what it is. The thing that pains me more about the story is the fact that the girl in question was on a phone call with her friend. That is the friend who is making this Twitter post. She was on a phone call right before she was killed. And according to the friend in the phone call, the Abiba Favor girl was literally crying and telling the friend that her boyfriend is being physical. And in my mind, I'm like, God, that would have been your cue to leave. Like, that was your cue to leave. And I feel, and that's the issue. You can't just stay in an... I don't want to blame her, But I feel like it could have been something to see coming. When you're in a hostile environment, when your boyfriend or your partner is acting erratic, the best thing to do is to leave. If he is not going to leave, you leave. Otherwise, it just escalates. We really got to be security conscious. We really got to, if you're going somewhere to see somebody, you know, try your best to just do what you can to protect yourself. You can also download the Trigger app on your Play Store or your App Store. The Trigger app is an emergency button for anybody in danger. All you have to do is set up your emergency contact, press one button, and everybody gets a notification instantly and an immediate recording of your surrounding, including your live location. It's crazy out here. This boy would have gotten away with it. If the landlord's car had not been parked to block his way, he would have driven out of that compound and this girl's body would not have been found for another 2-3 days. And by that time, he has zoomed off and traveled to another country. So thank God for the fact that the landlord wife was very particular and was very observant. Otherwise, this boy would have gotten away with it.